We are Public Quartet.
Public Quartet.
Public Quartet.
Cubic Quartet?
No!
We are Public Quartet.
My name's Curtis Stewart.
I'm Nick Ravel.
I'm Janina Norpop.
I'm Amanda Kukin.
And then
We need very specific questions, Ramon.
We play a lot of music by new composers. We also write our own music that requires improvisation, and we're really into interacting with audiences and making fun programs that kind of bend and break the norms of classical music, or the classical string quartet.
And our management in New York City is the Concert Artists Guild. We got onto the roster in 2013 and then been getting us gigs ever since. In fact, just this last year we had our Carnegie Hall debut, and we are putting out our first CD, self-titled Public Quartet.
We have some really cool tracks on that CD. We recorded them, many of them today. We have two very special programs. One is called Mind the Gap, which goes in line with what Curtis said. We take music from different genres and we combine them together through group composition and improvisation. And the other is a program called Public Access, in which we support the work of living composers, and we perform a set of pieces every year that we choose through a 6-month-long selection process.
How did you guys meet?
Well, Curtis and I went to school together, and we've been playing ever since we met in college. Played in a band. We kind of started getting our improvisational chops together there, although he kind of went that way and I sort of went this way at a steady incline like that. Sharp stick. We met Amanda at a terrible gig in New York City.
The worst.
Conductor couldn't do 4. Kind of gig. And we came together originally for an education project with the Harlem School of the Arts. We'd never played together before. Unfortunately, the funding fell through. We liked each other, we liked playing, and we continued to play together. And then a couple of years ago, our original violinist, Jessie Montgomery, whose works we still play, she left the group and we had an audition process, and Janina kicked booty, and we invited her into the group.
We also went to school together. Janina and I, we went to Manus. True story. Facts.
So our Mind the Gap programming is a programming concept that not only includes group composition, where we improvise and tie together different genres through improvisation. Our former compositions that we've done so far include Epistrophe, which combines the music of Thelonious Monk and Igor Stravinsky, Bird in Paris, which combines the music of Debussy and Charlie Parker, and Haydn's Time Machine, which is a whole mishmash of things as we improvise through Haydn's Quartet Opus 50 No. 2, in many different styles, from electronic to world music to classical. We also have 2 bigger projects, one that we've done, which is a scientific futuristic depiction of Adam and Eve, told through hip-hop, inspired by the music of Liggity. And we're working on a rock and roll song cycle inspired by both the stories from Arabian Nights and Scheherazade, Rimsky-Korsakov's Scheherazade.
Yeah. All right,
Yeah.
time to go home now. Let's cover everything.
It's much like that.
So I think one of the interesting things about our Mind the Gap, at least for me personally, is that in former string quartets, it's sort of standard the way you learn a piece. You have the sheet music, you kind of learn your part, and then you assemble it in a way. And when we're writing a piece together, it kind of feels like we're a band, which is different for me than in this group than any other group I've played with, simply because there is no music. We have to create the music ourselves, and there's a lot of struggle and a lot of arguments and and it's not an easy process, but in the end, we kind of always know what clicks. It just sort of feels right, and
It kind of inspires a true dialogue, I think.
yeah,
Between how we communicate on our instruments, and it's really like a musical exploration of the composers that we love, and then our own musicality. They really talk to each other in a different way that when you read from the page, you're talking a musical language to one another through phrasing, but when you improvise amongst each other, you really get to be much more free about what you're allowed to say.
yeah. And I think when we are free and we're saying what we want to say, really, we each have different preferences. We each have different backgrounds musically, and so at first it seems like, oh, how are we ever gonna get this thing together? But then in the end, it's actually a huge plus that we have all these different backgrounds, because it sort of, we build each other up, we hold each other up, and we each contribute our own voice, our own personality